got Wenzel Carter here. He's going to talk a little bit about his quit journey, how he's quit smoking.
I'm a Narrandjeri on my father's side. That's from the end of the Coorong. There's a mission there called Port Macleay. Rauken, all the Nungas call it. And on my mother's side, I'm Wemba with Wemba mob. She's from along the river, all along the river, right back down to the Coorong, actually. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's my mob.
That's awesome. So my name's Jean. I don't think we've met previously, but I'm a tobacco action worker as well. I work in the team with Pushpa, Brooke and Ollie. So my question to you is, why did you start smoking when you first started smoking?
I started drinking. All my relatives around me smoked when I was young, you know, and I still didn't smoke, but it somehow caught on. I think marijuana was a contributing factor.
Yep.
And when I drank, I had a few smokes, and then it sort of increased. It increased sort of like maybe in my 20s, I think. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
I've got another question for you, Wenzel. How long did you smoke before you quit?
Well, I smoked from, I think maybe started early 20s, and then I quit for a little time because I had my first heart operation when I was about 33, and then for about, I think, 9 or 10 years, and then I started again. Yeah. And then my marriage broke up, and then at about 50, I stopped. Yeah.
Good. You want to talk a little bit about, how you feel and how you've taken up the healthy lifestyle side of it once you've quit?
Well, I made a decision when I came out of my second heart operation. I was in the hospital. You finish the operation was just very sore. I was very sore and I couldn't move, and I got up. You're in bed for about a week or two, and you're very sore. You can't move, and I got up and I looked at myself and I could see the big stitches down the front, and I looked at myself, and I thought, that's it. I'm going to go to the gym. And I as soon as I started walking, I was in rehab in this convalescent part of St. Vincent's in a house beside the hospital, and I went for a walk, a very slow walk. And I was a bit scared because I thought, if somebody starts a fight with me, I'm stuffed.
Mm.
But I walked for about half an hour.
Yeah, you are a great role model for our youth and community too, Wenzel. Since I've known you, I've seen you, how you even encouraged me so many times. You said, nah, you can do anything, like even our discussion just yesterday, and you said, ride a bike. So that's really good, for the youth to hear that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so you go, sorry.
I came out to when they said I was in rehab, and I'd go walking all around St Kilda early in the morning before everybody got up, and I'd come back and I'd do sit-ups. I'd do about 100 of them, sit-ups,
Wow.
and because there was this sit-up machine, and it was right there, and you could see right down the front of the rehab, and I could every time I do the rehab, do a sit-up, I could see the front of the rehab, so it was really good. I could just sit there and I'd do all these sit-ups, and after I'd go for a walk right around St Kilda. I'd go, it's along Grey Street, and you go down Barclay Street, and then you come back up Ackland Street, and then you'd go over to the beach, and then along the beach, and then back over the walkway, and then back up Fitzroy Street, and then round up to Grey Street. And
Yeah.
I'd do that walk all the time.
Wow.
I loved it there. I loved it at rehab. I don't know why everybody hates rehab, and I was thinking, because I came from the street, I was a homeless person, and it was just good. And then
just to add to that, was it for health reasons why you quit smoking, or was there other reasons behind it?
Yes, I was getting pains in my chest, and I couldn't walk. Sort of Grey Street, we'd have to walk everywhere to AA meetings, and I found it a bit difficult to walk, and I'd get pains in my chest, and because this was my second heart op, and I knew, I knew in my head, I thought, it must be bad, because I was just picking cigarette butts off the ground because I was homeless, and I was smoking them, and I didn't really care about what I ate, the last thing on my mind was, what was I going to have for breakfast or whatever, and I'd eat anything, and I didn't really, as long as it just filled my hunger, and so I did not really care, and I think that's how everybody is, and
What advice would you give to our youth and in the community if people are sort of struggling with their quit journey, and what would be your advice, like be persistent?
If you've got a family history of heart attack, with heart problems, go and see a doctor and get a checkup, and see what is wrong with your heart. Get an angiogram. If you're having pains in your chest, don't disregard them. Go and get a checkup. Get an angiogram. If you've got bad pains, go and talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor and get an angiogram, get a checkup and find out, what is wrong with, what is causing, have you got clogged arteries, because that's usually I find out all the time. I see all of my friends, even to this day, dying, and they don't go to the doctor. But that's the furthest. They always think, oh, I've got a pain.
Yeah.
That's it. Next minute, dolt, they're dead.
I think that's the great thing about the DDACL co-op is we offer the service for specifically Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, so it's more culturally appropriate. Sometimes I think people might not want to go to a mainstream doctor. It's a bit scary.
Yes. They've got to have they've got to go and talk to their doctor, and if they've got to feel comfortable with their doctor, and some people, they just don't understand that the pain in their heart requires urgent, immediate investigating.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and please, we'll keep in touch.
No worries.